Hello everyone. I thank you so much for joining this seminar. So I have to thank you Dashun Foundation. Thank you Michael. Thank you Dr. Ho for setting up this meeting. And then firstly, I have to support PricewaterhouseCoopers first because I was the employee. I was an auditor in PricewaterhouseCoopers. So in fact, they deliver a very professional services. So if you are looking for business in Cambodia, definitely you shall engage PricewaterhouseCoopers for tax service and audit service. And then lots of my friends as a speaker in this seminar CBRE. We work with CBRE for long years. Mr. James Hodge, definitely he is an expert local in no matter in office condominiums and also all sectors in real estate. So yes, I know every one of you already heard lots of information, professional information. So I just want to share the successful story of myself and my families in Cambodia. So many people say ASEAN got 10 countries, why Cambodia? So let me tell you how successful we are first, and then I will tell you the secret why lots of Hong Kong investors do business in Cambodia. So we have in Cambodia for more than 28 years. We are the biggest factories in Cambodia. We have 30,000 workers. We are the global top 4 sweaters manufacturers. So if you go to Zara, Uniqlo, H&M, Marks and Spencer, Superdry, if you see made in Cambodia's tag, if that's a sweaters or it is a knitwears, definitely 80% are from us. If Uniqlo, 100% are from us. So we in Cambodia, apart from garment industry, we also invest in microfinance, also real estate. We are the largest real estate company in Cambodia. We have already have more than 5 projects. And then for agriculture, we have a plot of land which is equal to 11 Hong Kong island size. So we also do cassava. Mr. Hassan just talked about cassava farming. In fact, we previously we did work with Green Leader, Mr. Hassan, the previous speaker. He invested in Green Leader, one of the Hong Kong listed company doing cassava business, which is quite big actually. And then previously we did work together with Green Leader, the Hong Kong listed company called Green Leader. And then we also have a business in microfinance business. Mainly we finance our laborers, workers. As I just said, we have almost 30,000 workers in Cambodia, and also we support the microfinance companies support our real estate clients. So yes, we are the global top 4 garments manufacturers. These are the brands that we supply. And then Zara, one of the global top manufacturers, global top retailers in fashions. Their mother's company is Indonesia Group. We are the Indonesia Group top 3 suppliers in the world. So Indonesia Group, including Bershka, Zara, Massimo Dutti, Extravarious, lots of brands, Pull and Bear. You can see all this in Hong Kong shopping malls. So we are, as I just said, we are the largest Hong Kong investors. So we have invested more than $1 billion in Cambodia 28 years ago. We bought lots of machineries there. Why? 28 years ago we went to Cambodia because the garment industry, in fact, is in quota system. So Hong Kong quota is very expensive. So my families travel all the way to Cambodia to get all the quotas in Cambodia. So that's why how we start up in Cambodia. So we have our own SGS standard laboratory, and then in fact this SGS standard laboratory also do inspection for others factories and others companies. And then every month we can manufacture over 4 million of sweaters. So half Hong Kong people we can supply for all half Hong Kong people in just 1 month. So Cambodia's Cambodia's is in the middle. Like ASEAN got 10 countries. Yeah, many people ask me why invest in Cambodia? Why not Vietnam? Why not Indonesia? I can tell you, like Cambodia's, if you are doing manufacturing business or if you are doing construction business, you should think of Cambodia. Firstly, like as PwC, Amnes and Ingrid and Karen, he talked about lots of things about the tax. Tax, in fact, most importantly, why most of the Hong Kong manufacturers are there is including like Lehman Zhouji, like Crystal, Jingyun Luosi, including Shenzhou, like shoes manufacturing, Shenzhou Guozhai. Like these all big names, all in Cambodia. They are not in Myanmar or not in Philippines. Why? It's because like only Cambodia, this country, if you're doing manufacturing, if you ship to Europe, zero stamp duty. If you go to US, zero stamp duty. So like, you can see like lots of like handbags, women's handbags, for example, MK Michael Kors, Coach, mainly they are made in Cambodia because they got zero stamp duty all the way export from Cambodia to this country. Also, like Ingrid just talked about the RCEP. RCEP just signed it like half years ago. So like RCEP is even bigger. Like in my mind, like in manufacturers' eyes, it's even bigger than World Trade Treaty, because like RCEP serving 1/3 of the population in the world. So including like India, Japan, Australia, like they also like export garments from these countries only like 2% stamp duty. Like normally it's 12% over the world. So it's a very like low stamp duty. That's why if you are manufacturers, it is the only way you situate your factories in Cambodia. In Vietnam, maybe you go to US, it's zero stamp duty, but other places, no. Europe, no, not zero stamp duty. You still have to pay 21% or 12%. But in Cambodia, 0%. If you go to China, 2%. Like RCEP, that would be under. So if you're doing like agriculture, like Lisa, Lisa, we got a very special guest here. He
doing rice business. I want to promote this rice business is definitely. Many people say like Thailand rice is good. No, I can tell you like most of the rice they collect from Cambodia. They are not planting in Thailand. So Lisa, like everyone should try her rice. So yes, let's go back to Cambodia. So yes, a lot of manufacturers are in Cambodia. If you are contractors, if you are in construction business, you should not miss Cambodia. So I can tell you my experience. If you go to Cambodia now, Phnom Penh City now, if you land off from the airport, you will see everywhere is the crane. Like this, the cranes, manufacturing cranes everywhere on the road. Like every road, you can see the construction crane. So you can see like if you are doing construction business, you should go there. Like when we talk about concrete supply, I do have my own concrete factory. It's more, I mean like the concrete factory. We own like 30 car, like concrete cars. I mean like if you're doing concrete business, you will find out like every construction site is looking for concrete. So like it's always out of stocks. And then so if you are doing, for example, rebar, like if you want to order rebar now in Cambodia, in fact, it takes more than a month. And then now the price is getting very high as well. So like the construction materials, if you are doing construction materials, you should think of Cambodia as well. So if you look at as James Hodge just said, like CBRE's CEO just said, there's lots of construction happening in Cambodia, like from government projects like the roads, highway, bridge, and then to the 2023 there's a ASEAN Games stadium, and then to the new international airport. The new international airport, which is the 9th world biggest international airport, now is manufacturing. Is now in building in progress in Cambodia. You can see lots of infrastructure is ongoing, and then if you are like
consultant, like for example, my experience, like as one of the lawyer speaker just talked about some building collapse in Cambodia. Yes, like 5 years ago, 8 years ago, there's some cases of collapse of buildings. But now, like these years, Cambodia's already applied the law, so it is a good news to the consultant. If you are MEP consultant, if you are structural consultant, if you are the even facade consultant, you should think of to find projects easily. You can find projects easily in Cambodia. It is surprisingly that like Singapore, Malaysia, like they have lots of like for example DPA, one of the very famous architects, they all already like put their flag in Cambodia. But in Hong Kong architect, I hardly see their names. They may be there, but like doing some very small project. But like you see Hong Kong, some Hong Kong big names company, real estate companies, for example, New World, they already opened their first hotel, Rosewood, in Cambodia. Hong Kong Land got a very successful office building, Grade A office building. They made a miracle. Just 6 months, rent out the whole building. And then for us, like, we are also one of the miracle. Like apart from we got the biggest factory in Cambodia, we are also the largest Hong Kong developers there. And then we sold like the condominium market that I will go through with you guys. Which if you are a contractor, you should go there. We have 4 projects in total in Cambodia. Our first project is Urban Lofts, which is 2 buildings. We made a miracle. Just 3 months, we sold 2 buildings. And then we move on to our second project, Urban Village Phase 1, which is 4 buildings, almost 828 units. We sold 4 buildings in just 9 months. So you can see like the local demand, as you can see in the previous slides, like the young population in Cambodia is booming. Like as you know that like China is having the birth rate is getting low, but like if you look at Cambodia's their bonus, like the population bonus, is awesome. Like average people 27 years old. So Hong Kong average people is 38 years old. Like there is 27. So what does it mean? They need to get married. They need to have babies. They need to buy condominiums, they need to buy housing, so education, and then it means lots of opportunities there. That means lots of consumption power there. So yes, that's why when we look at Cambodia, you can see like Cambodia is the only country in ASEAN got over 10 years, 7.1% of GDP growth. If you look at like Thailand, like they fluctuate. Like every 5 years, the Red Army, Yellow Army. So every 5 years they are having troubles because their their parliaments and their soldiers, I mean the militaries, they separate. But in Cambodia, they are grouped together. Like Singapore, same as in China, same as in US. Like the parliament and the military, they are in one man to hold it. But if you look at ASEAN country like Myanmar, they are having troubles because the militaries and the parliament, they're separate. If you look at Thailand, they fell because their parliament and their military, they separate. So like, but if you look at Cambodia, like almost 28 years, the same prime minister, Hun Sen, like he is a real leader, and also he is very good in dealing with the international relationship. And no matter US, they love Cambodia. Europe, they love Cambodia. And then even China, they love Cambodia. So that's why you can see like because he's very good in maintaining the international relationship, they got the lowest custom duty ever. And then if you look at Cambodia's compare with Hong Kong, I think like they got lots of similar policy. I mean, like if you look at the currency restriction, there's no currency restriction. So if you earn money, for example, if you buy real estate, you earn money in Thailand or in Vietnam, you are in trouble because after you earn money, your money cannot transfer back to Hong Kong. But like if you earn money in Cambodia, because there's no currency transaction restriction. So like for example, if you got a bank account in Bank of China,
And then Cambodia's also got Bank of China, yeah. So if you do the transfer on the same day, like before 11 a.m., you can receive it same day before 4 p.m. So I don't think there's any place in the world, I mean in ASEAN, you can do this transaction. And then in Cambodia, they use US dollars as the functional currency. So as a manufacturer or developers, it's very important that using US dollars as a functional currency, because for example, in manufacturing, when we receive an order, some orders is 6 months orders, yeah. So when you receive it, the invoice say is in US dollars. If my manufacturing cost is in Baht, in Thailand Baht, I will be in trouble, because if you look at Thailand Baht, the highest rate and the lowest rate in the 10 years, almost 30%. If you look at Vietnam currency, also almost 30% fluctuation. But if you look at Cambodia's using US dollars, no change, flat, because using US dollars as the functional currency. Yeah, these I just go through with you guys. Yeah, so some people say Cambodia is the Southeast Asia's little Switzerland. Yeah, I love this term. Yes, unemployment rate, yes, is 0%. I think PricewaterhouseCoopers in Cambodia is getting hard to maintain their staff, yes, because after they train it for 4 or 5 years, they always quit to other giant companies like me. Yeah. I work in PricewaterhouseCoopers for more than 5 years, so you can see the employment market is so hot in Cambodia. And then, yeah, you can see Cambodia's got very good relationship with the world, and then using the US dollars as the functional currency. And then the tax, the QIP, the qualification investment project. So you can get 9 years of free tax. So my company got this, yeah. And then one thing Ingrid talked about is about the BUD fund, BUD fund. I had a talk a month ago in HKPC. We talked about, in fact, lots of Hong Kong companies are qualified to claim 6 million of Hong Kong dollars for the government subsidy on BUD fund. So we are the successful candidate to claim the fund. Last 2 months ago, we got almost 4 million US 4 million Hong Kong dollars of subsidies through PwC. We used the PwC to claim this fund. So yes, interesting. So you have to talk to Emily. Yes. So you guys, if you guys own a company, you should try to claim the BUD fund, because the fund will be end, yeah. So you have to claim as soon as possible. So yes, lots of Hong Kong names, Hong Kong brand names here. You can see Minnie So, Zhao Dai Fuk, Luk Fuk. These are all my friends. They are all in Cambodia. Tim Ho Wan is in Cambodia. Genki Sushi is in Cambodia. Lots of big names are in Cambodia. So these are the good relationships with Japan, US, China, most important economic countries. So how's the in COVID time? How's Cambodia? So I can tell you, Cambodia's in ASEAN 10 countries, the best vaccinated place definitely is Singapore. Almost now is 90% or 85% of people got vaccinated. Cambodia's is the second among the all ASEAN 10 countries, which is 76% of the population got vaccinated, which is more than Hong Kong. Hong Kong now only got 4 million of people got vaccinated. Or maybe less than that, yeah. But Cambodia's almost 9 million of people got vaccinated. And then most importantly, others ASEAN countries, they are having troubles because they don't have stocks of vaccines. So if you look at Vietnam, they're having big trouble because the US never give them vaccines. If you look at Indonesia, the worst part in ASEAN. So they have no vaccine at all. So Myanmar also having big trouble because of the fighting, because of the political instability. But if you're looking for investment in ASEAN, I think you should invest in a very political, stable country.
I mean, like Singapore definitely is very stable. Second one is Cambodia. Yeah, hard to believe, yeah, but I can tell you it's very stable. Even better than Malaysia. If you look at Malaysia's ringgit, if you look at the prime minister, they change quite a lot, quite frequent. So yes, lots of Naga, like Naga Casino, one of the Hong Kong listed companies. Like before this stock very famous. I'm not a security guy, yeah, but like I don't buy stocks. But like Naga is one of the very famous stocks on Hong Kong Stock Exchange because they got very stable income, like more than 8% dividend paying. Yeah. But now I think they already increased the price. So during COVID time, in fact, based on the construction Ministry of Construction, Land and Constructions, they said like they foresee in 2021 there will be a growth in real estate market. And then if you look at Cambodia's economies, in fact, is better than other ASEAN countries because like when Myanmar having troubles, lots of manufacturers they all move to Cambodia. So like if you look at my manufacturing companies, our result is even better than last year because most of the orders supposed to manufacture in Myanmar they moved to Cambodia. And then in Q1 2021, almost 2.2 billion of projects approved in just 3 months. Yeah, and then Coca-Cola choose COVID time to expand their factory in Cambodia. Just like 3 months ago, yeah, they choose COVID time to expand. So they when they look at F&B business, I think they are very optimistic on it. So 7-Eleven, they just go to Cambodia, also in COVID time. Last month, they just set up their first branch in Cambodia. And then lots of luxury cars. I think Cambodia's got the most, if you look at Cambodia's got the most Phantom, like the Rolls Royce in the world. Like they purchased almost 80, like 60 or 80s in 2019. So they have the biggest buyer of Rolls Royce in the world. So yes, lots of expressway. If you are doing civil engineering, you should go to Cambodia. Lots of infrastructure. As you can see, the new Phnom Penh International Airport I just talked about. The Naga 3, phase 3, they are moving on. And then Eon Mall 3, Eon is one of the very big shopping malls in Cambodia. They already opened their third, they're going to build their third shopping malls there. And then it's very close to my project, very importantly. And then, yes, the Asian Games Stadium, they're building. So yes, we are the largest Hong Kong developers in Cambodia. This is my project. You can see like our project is very close to the Mekong River. If you buy ASEAN, you must have Mekong River view. So like all of our condominiums, they got the very nice Mekong view, if facing northeast and southeast. Yeah. So like we earn lots of awards internationally. So the Asian Pacific Property Awards is from London. So we got this award, the best architecture. And then why we got this award is because we are the only developers who will spend money to develop the creative art hub. We own the Southeast Asia's largest creative art hub in Factory Phnom Penh. We call it Factory Phnom Penh. And then we got another more than 20 international awards in these 6 years. And then these are the awards from Property Guru. Property Guru is a very famous Singaporean real estate panels. And then we win the award. The Tele Award is from US. Like so, we work with the US one of the Cambodia's national television program. So we have a program which talk about a 4 series. We talk about how to make dreams come true in Cambodia. So we talk about the Hong Kong dreams, how Hong Kong people go to Cambodia and be the #1 biggest factory, and how to be the largest Hong Kong developers in Cambodia. So this TV program, we won the Taylor Award from US. So yes, in this 2 to 3 years, we have sold almost 2,000 units, condo units in Cambodia. So I think like compared with Hong Kong, like one project around like 300 units, 400 units, but like we sold 2,000 units in Cambodia. So you can see how good the market is in Cambodia. But like I mean, like choosing a right developer is very important, because like in Cambodia, there's like even in Hong Kong, they are selling quite lots of projects, but you have to see whether the land title belong to the developers, because some developers, they don't even have land titles. They are just agents, or like some developers, they said they're developers, but they have no track record at all. Or they will say, I got lots of projects, but none of these projects have been completed. So like you have to look at, basically look at the 4 licenses, developer license, construction permit, tax patent, also the land titles. These are very important when you choose to invest in Cambodia. Otherwise, it will be the same. Like when you invest in Greater Bay, Handai, like something like this, it will be in a big trouble. So yes, choose a reputable developers are so important. And then we own the Southeast Asia's largest creative art hub. So this art hub supposed to be a Levi's jeans factory. So we renovate from a Levi's factory into the largest creative art hub. So now this place is the largest co-working space, and then also the largest art galleries in Cambodia. We have the first trampoline park. We have the first skate park in the country. So yes, the 5 largest, the largest co-working space, and then the largest art space. The first trampoline park is awesome, like, and then the first skate park, and then we got lots of events happening here. That we work with different embassy in Cambodia to support the startup. So we have in this place in my creative art hub, we have more than 100 startups companies in Cambodia. So more than 1,000 people now work in my creative art hub. Yeah. So this is the event hall, lecture hall. So we have game rooms. Yeah. And then the Xiaomi is also opened their first experience store in my space. So we got German's handcraft shop, and then this is our office. This is our retails. So the photos that you see is not the digital photo. These are the real photos. Yeah. Yeah. So and then locally on the left left top corner, that's home managed, the Prime Minister's son, and then he is also very support to our projects, and then we are also with the royal families. They love our project. So this is the opening for our Urban Village Phase 2. So we have 4 projects in total. The first 3 projects we already completed and hand over to our client. So like we are a step-by-step developers. So these are the stars, local stars. You can see like Cambodians got a very pretty face. And then they always smile. So I really love this country. Somehow I love Cambodia somehow more than Hong Kong. Yeah. Yeah. So Robert Kiyosaki. So we work with Rich Dad Poor Dad. So we bring Rich Dad Poor Dad to China. Also like Cambodians love this book a lot. So we work with them. So we bring over TVB. Like if maybe you guys have, I'm not sure whether you have watched the video called 3 Days, 2 Nights, 3日2夜. Then we sponsor them for the Cambodian trip. So that two star, Yang Qiuhoi and Fu Gale, yeah, very happy trip. Yeah.
And then we also work with the Hong Kong Building Inspection Association, 香港驗樓師協會. And then they do a live and then work with the local television called Nice TV to tell like what is the Hong Kong standard. So in fact now the Cambodians love Hong Kong standard a lot. I mean like as a Hong Kong developers, in fact we build a very good image now in locally. So like, I mean, if you guys are doing contractor business or consulting business, you should go to Cambodia because now they always look for the Hong Kong consultants services. Yes, our Urban Village phase 1 also sold out. And then, we mainly focus on local sales. So almost 60, in fact, we have more than 66, 67 of local people like own our condominiums. So yes, it increased a lot from 2018, and then we hand over in 2020, and then almost 43% increase of the condominium price. Yeah. And then, yes, in our communities, we got spa, we got convenience store. Aeon Max Value is a Japanese convenience store, and then we got cafe, and then now we are moving on to phase 2. So in fact, our phase 2 is almost gone. Last week we have a big event in we have a big event in Causeway Bay Parkling Hotel. And then we sold almost like 20 units in one day. And then lots of shopping malls. Like if you think like Harbour City, Hong Kong is big, I can tell you like Aeon 3 is even bigger. So yes, there's lots of like big shopping mall in Cambodia. So like if you love shopping, you are shopping lovers. 你係瘋狂嘅shopping 嘅人咧，你去到柬埔寨你會好開心。Yeah, and then there's lots of international schools there. 2 minutes from our project. And then yes, 10 minutes to the casino. And then Aeon Mall. So you can see is awesome. Like, I mean, like Cambodia's Cambodia's only take 2 hours from Hong Kong to Phnom Penh city, which is even less than Bangkok. Yeah. So like we work with different very famous contractors and also consultant. Like My Heart is our structural consultant. Buro Hapo like 西九龍嗰個設計師 like is our architecture. So yes, we work very closely with some of the big names in Hong Kong as well. And then we use 中國建築三局to build our phase 2. So 建築三局中國建築 they built ICC. Yeah. So yes, I think this is I don't want to overrun. Like it's quite late now. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Dashun Foundation. Thank you, Dr. Ho. Thank you, Mr. Michael Yang. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.